e-commerce is gonna disappoint you. If you have $0 on your bank account, stop looking into e-commerce. It's a slow game. Mistakes in e-commerce are often costly. You have to be very careful how to spend your money. E-commerce is just a terrible. You might want to stay away from it or it will ruin you. Hi, my name is Anton Lemmens, and today we're gonna discuss why e-commerce is not for you. Yes, you hear that well. There's many reasons why e-commerce is just a terrible business system for you, and you might want to stay away from it or it will ruin you. One of the first reasons you should stay away from e-commerce is when you want to make money fast. If you want to start tomorrow with e-commerce, you're not gonna make money the day after. If you want to make money fast, there's a bunch of other systems to do that. You can speculate crypto, you can day trade. There's also better choices like freelancing, for example, working as a graphic designer, doing web design for companies, which was what I was doing back in the day, or simply having a job. But if you want to make money fast, e-commerce is gonna disappoint you. The second reason is when you don't have money. In the beginning, e-commerce, it's a cash-intensive game. You're gonna need money to pay for the products you want to sell beforehand. You're gonna need money to pay for the shipping. And by the time you make your first sale, actually, you already will have to make a lot of costs already. So if you have $0 on your bank account, stop looking into e-commerce. Just try to make money in another way, but make sure you have a buffer of money available to start your e-commerce business. Actually, you don't need that much money. I would say with a couple of thousands, depending of which market you want to enter. I believe my first e-commerce order, it was about $2,500. And when I sold everything, I made a little bit of profit, but I mostly broke even. If I wanted to add a new product, I needed to invest more of my own money. So the more money you can invest in the beginning, the faster the money is gonna return as well. That brings me to the third no-go for e-commerce, and that is if you're impatient. It's a slow game, and I would advise to be very cautious when you start, because the mistake that I was making in the beginning, I wanted to add a lot of new products and everything went too fast actually, and it spun out of control. I could not really follow up on the new products I was making. I did not really follow up how I could improve it. And actually it is better if you can at your own pace add new products. That way you also won't make mistakes, and because mistakes in e-commerce are often costly, and so you want to avoid this. Also, if you're impatient, usually it's because you have a short-term vision. As I said before, e-commerce, it's a long-term strategy. It's like a balance. You don't need to put a lot of time into it in the beginning. It's a lot of waiting. You have to wait for your samples in the beginning. You have to wait for your products to ship. You have to wait for your first sale. You have to wait until this whole ball starts rolling in the end. And it takes time. And I didn't take money out of my e-commerce business for the first 1.5, 2 years. I just reinvested all my profits simply to add more products. So it would be basically running on its own money, and I could actually take the money out starting from then. There's even some people, they don't take out any money. They just reinvest everything simply in order to sell that company. And for them, this is their payouts. So these are different strategies. Some people have simply different goals and targets in that. It depends what you want. But because it's such a long-term strategy, in my opinion, it's a great system if you want to make an extra stream of income. If you have a full-time job, you don't really have time to put a lot of time into an extra business. I think e-commerce, it's a pretty good choice if you want an extra stream of income, or you want to simply start something that's gonna pay you a lot of money when you sell it. E-commerce is something you can do while having a full-time job. Actually, while I was starting, I was having a full-time job and I was also running a web design company. And this was all possible. Actually, I started selling websites because I was waiting so much on my e-commerce business to take off. And I wanted to get rid of my day job. So that's why I decided to do web design for companies, which was a great choice back then. So in general, I would advise to take it very easily in the beginning. Also not too easy. I know people that were so careful and so cautious. In the end, they were not moving at all. But I would actually start with one business, one brand at a time. And even if you have that up and running and your e-commerce business is running well and it's actually making money, you don't necessarily have to put a lot of time into it. Right now, I'm putting like only a couple of hours per week into my business. And for me, that's the most important thing. I have a sustainable business that pays me well while I have a lot of free time. I can do all the hobbies I want. I can spend a lot of time with my family. I can travel a lot. And in the meantime, I just take care of my business. Of course, if you want to crank it up, it's also possible. You can, of course, put 30, 40, 60 hours into your e-commerce business and you're going to make more money. You just take care of more things yourself. I make the choice to use freelancers for certain tasks like blogging or advertising. But if you want to do this all yourself, it's also totally possible. Another reason why you do not want to get involved into e-commerce is when you cannot manage money. And this is very crucial in e-commerce because you're gonna be paid a lot of money that you cannot spend on stupid things. You have to be very careful how to spend your money. You'll have to save your money for new products, for new inventory, simply to plan ahead, to think in the future. And if you're not able to have 5, 6 numbers on your bank accounts and you're not able to leave it there for the future, you're not going to be able to buy new products and your business is going to collapse sooner or later. An e-commerce business, it's very much planning ahead. It's probably one of the most difficult skills in this. The last years, there were some problems regarding supply chain because of the pandemic, because the Chinese factories were not working consistently. Then the whole transport container chain was heavily distorted. And there were a lot of problems. A lot of sellers were encountering problems with their inventory. Often they didn't have enough stock, or when they could buy stock, it was with very expensive shipping, eating all their margins and more trouble like that. Some e-commerce businesses did not survive this, but if you were planning carefully and you did not spend all your money, those sellers, they were able to overcome. And there will always be challenges like this. This is actually dealing with a business. It comes with a lot of responsibilities. If you don't have this responsibility, you might also stay away from e-commerce. If you cannot deal with client complaints or clients that ask for information about a product, search for another business to start, because a lot of customer service is related to e-commerce. In the end, you want to keep your clients happy and you want to contact them very quickly. That's what most clients like. You can make a difference simply by doing that. If you didn't check any of these boxes and you're still eager to learn more about e-commerce, I suggest you just follow my channel and I will give you more content on how to set up your e-commerce business.